Hello. Now, pretty much this video is going to be about my style of videos for the future, so it's quite an important video, and I'm going to be seeking some of your feedback in this video, which is directly going to affect the format and other things I'm going to do in later videos, especially tutorial videos. So to start off with, I guess recently, some of you may know, I've got this new microphone. It's a Blue Yeti Pro. If you are interested, a review will probably come sometime soon if I get the time. And it's made me think a lot about the professionalism of my videos, because I feel my videos serve their purpose very well, for the most part. I've also talked a lot about how I need to improve the quality of a lot of my videos, especially the older ones, for example the Lua tutorials, and I'm not so sure about the Visual Basic ones. The C++ ones I think need some work as well, because they're getting quite old now. So I've been working a lot on the text tutorials recently on my website. That's dev-hq.net. That'll probably be in this video's description. And I've been working on a lot of the text tutorials, especially the HTML and CSS ones recently. But I've been thinking about the format of my videos and how to make them professional. Now, professional is quite a broad word, so don't get frightened when I say it. Now, having a quick Google for define professional brings up about 1 billion different definitions, but the one that seems to be most appropriate is worthy of or appropriate to a professional person. Now, that in itself is extremely broad. So by professional, I don't mean that I'm going to lose my personality or my honesty and transparency or the style and the way I teach things, because I think that's what makes the videos have interest, and it's not just some kind of like voiceless, opinionless entity which is just giving you all this information and just saying the H1 tag is for headings, the W3C says this, you must abide to the specification or you can't be a web designer, and just giving you this information which has no meaning behind it. They don't give you maybe examples to go with it. This is how you create a page using it, perhaps a little bit more applied, a little bit more fun, maybe add a few terrible jokes in there, and then you have something that's more like one of my tutorials rather than some kind of voiceless entities tutorials, which is probably going to be really boring and, well, not very fun to use. That is the definition of boring, really, isn't it? So I've been thinking a bit about the style rather than losing. It's difficult. I've been thinking a bit more about the format, is what I'm trying to say, rather than what I actually say in the video. I explained that poorly. Let's go over what I mean. So, for example, I was thinking adding some kind of watermark with the DevHQ logo to start off with, because that always A, looks nice, and B, stops people stealing my content, which isn't a big issue because it kind of gets back to where it should do in the end, but obviously it's not something I particularly like. Also, I was thinking around, should I have an intro or an outro? I've never really liked the idea of an intro, because I know a lot of people that have really, really poor internet connection speeds, so if they're trying to watch a tutorial, the last thing they want to see is an intro, because they have to wait however long just to load up the intro of the video and then get to the content and then find, oh, because of the video format I'm going to actually have to then sit through this weird explanation before I get to do anything. So I don't know about an intro, maybe an outro, but then I guess what would I do for an outro? I can't think of anything, unless I just plug kind of like comment, rate, and subscribe, blah blah blah. By the way, as I'm saying these things, if you have opinions, start writing them in the comment box below, and then you can just kind of add your opinions on the different things I say, and then comment at the end of the video, or just do whatever you like. I bet there's going to be some people that comment before the bit I'm just about to say, but whatever. I was also thinking about maybe should I script the videos? I don't know about that. I'm not particularly into scripting videos. I much prefer to say I'm going to talk about this topic, and then just kind of go off on that topic and just say, right, in my head I need to cover perhaps all the heading tags, I need to cover some basic styling, and I need to cover this, that, and the other. And then just kind of go off on little tangents here and there, give some applied examples, just go through each and every line of code. Well, for the most part, obviously, when you get to the more advanced tutorials, I can't go through each and every line because I expect you to have some previous knowledge. But yeah, that kind of thing, because I feel professionalism could make my tutorials a little bit better, but I don't want to make things worse either. Any other things you think could improve, just any feedback in general would be great to hear in the comment section below. Criticisms, remember, not just plain out insults, because I don't like those. Although I guess if you want to, I can't really stop you. So there's that. I guess let's just have a quick test of what I'm kind of thinking about at the moment. This probably isn't going to come out right, and I still haven't tweaked with this microphone volume quite enough yet. I think it's getting okay, apparently, from my Skype tests I've tried, but I don't know. So let's just try this. Let's just do a fake tutorial for like 30 seconds or something and just see what I'm kind of planning to do. So, okay, let's try this. Hello, and in this HTML and CSS tutorial we're just going to cover the basics of creating a person in CSS. So you can go see an example of all the code we're going to cover in this tutorial over at examples.devhq.net/Jill. And I guess let's get started. So pretty much we're just going to be learning how to create a semantic person using HTML and CSS only. And as far as I can tell, this is all going to be within the specification. I'm not sure if it's going to validate or not, but you know, validation isn't the end of the world. So this is just the markup I have here. We have a doc type of HTML, that's the HTML5 doc type. And then we just have some basic stuff here. We have a title, we have a meta author, we have a meta charset, and then we have this div which is Jill. Then inside Jill we have a couple spans here. We have 4 spans, one with the ID of head, which we can see I've given the content of a smiley face, one with the ID of body, one with the ID of arms, and one with the ID of legs. Now the magic really happens here in the CSS. So if we go over here, we have some text selection colors. They're not super important, so I'm just not going to cover those right now. We have some basic body styling with a background. Let's just get to the real beef here. We have Jill, and I've set the user-select property here to none so that it doesn't highlight. And oh, sorry, would you look at that, we're out of time. Well, I guess I'll have to cover this, the rest of all this important CSS in another tutorial part. So let's just go over what we did this lesson. Well, we looked at the HTML, we saw we're using the HTML5 doc type, and we learnt about spans and how they behave when wrapped inside divs. We also learnt about text selection color and some basic body properties you can use, such as font family, letter spacing, text align, and background. We didn't really learn about these things, but who cares, it's an example. At this point I would probably go ahead and show the example webpage as set up at examples.devhq.net/Jill, which by the way is an actual live webpage. So I'd probably show that right here and just after the summary, or perhaps just before the summary. And then I just kind of round it off and say have a nice day or something like that. Or if I had an outro, which I don't right now, I don't know what I would do, then perhaps I would play the outro there. I don't really know. Have a nice day is kind of my tagline at the moment. It's not a great tagline, I'm going to be honest, but I don't really know what I'd replace it with. I just thought it's quite a nice way to round off a video. Just, you know, wishing someone a nice day, that you've just taught them some information. Perhaps I should have plugs for comment, rate, subscribe, or like this video if it helped you. Or I could do horrible gimmicks like this video. No, I'm not even going to do that. Like, kittens will live if you like this video, or you'll get a cookie or something. I don't really want to go down that route. But I could do a plug there. I could plug the site or something. But I don't like forcing people to subscribe. People will subscribe if they want to subscribe. Plugging the site, I guess, wouldn't be a bad idea because I kind of need people to visit that because that's my primary source of income, and it actually has some super useful text tutorials on there too. But I don't really know. This video has just kind of been sharing my thoughts about YouTube recently and what I'm thinking about doing. I'd really, really love as much feedback, criticisms, whatever you want to say in the comment section below. And have a nice day, I guess. Goodbye.